Hi. Thank you for watching Maserati Music Show. I appreciate you. This is Angie Maserati, your host. Let's turn it up. This is a photo shoot I am showing you for no good reason other than no one's ever seen it. And the wind in my hair? Yeah, that's a leaf blower. This is the glamorous life, baby. But today, we are getting to know some friends. This is Joey T. He was the guest on my second episode, and I love this crazy fun guy. He started a group of rotating performers that truly are friends, and I want to introduce you to them. There's me, but there's also talented Didier Bouvet, a guitarist and vocalist. Kjerstin Gren, a vocalist and a percussionist. Robert Sakowgawa, the amazing guitarist and equally amazing human being. Today we're going to learn about their style, passion, and inspiration, but first some clips. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kjerstin Gren.
Hi Angie, thank you for having me. My name is Kjerstin Gren, and I have been singing since I was born. I did some musicals when I was in school, and then became more of a car and shower singer in my adult years. And I've only been singing professionally for a few years. I love performing, connecting with people, and reaching my audience through music. It brings me so much joy and exhilaration and happiness. I'm inspired by beautiful music. When I hear a song that catches me and speaks to me, I tend to kind of run it into the grave for my family. But when something talks to me and is telling a story and it kind of resonates within me, I want to share that same story. And so I get kind of obsessed about learning it and taking it on as my own and wanting to share it with an audience. My style is basically contemporary. I have a lot of influences. I love Adele, Alicia Keys, Sade, Fleetwood Mac, kind of all across the board, a little bit of country. I've known Joey for probably 8 years, just as friends, and about 3 years ago, he asked me if I could sing, and I admitted, car shower singer, and he asked me to put together some tracks and to sing for him, which I did, and he booked me on a gig that next weekend, and it's kind of mushroomed from there. Book gigs off of other gigs, and find a place that you really like to sing and you're invited back. That's always amazing. It's so much fun performing with Joey T and friends. Everybody is very supportive of one another. It's always fun. We get to see some amazing venues, always meeting fun people and it's just like a party all the time, and it's so fun to do. I look forward to all my performances.
Please welcome the amazing guitarist and vocalist Didier Bouvet.
Thank you for having me on your show. I am honored and flattered to be part of your great show. When did I first start playing guitar? I think I was probably around 8. We had just moved to Hawaii from Mauritius, and first of all, the English language was new to me, but American radio was it just captivated me completely. And I wanted to be able to play anything like that. So I think my brother and I bugged my parents till they finally gave in and gave us a cheap Cheers and Roebuck guitar. It was called Stella. It was very cheap, hardly playable. And I didn't know anything about tuning, chords, music, any of that stuff. The only thing I could do at that point was find melodies on one string to all the riffs I was hearing on the radio and to the TV show theme songs. Anything I could do to try to make some music out of that one string. Anyway, so flash forward, I'm probably 13 or going on 14, and my sister comes home with her boyfriend. My sister is 8 years older than I am, and they brought with them cassettes back then of Eric Clapton with Cream. And I remember sneaking into my sister's room, putting on some headphones, and I was just blown away by Eric Clapton's performance. This was, of course, with Eric Clapton and Cream. And it was at that point I was so smitten. It was more than just listening and being inspired. I had to figure out a way to play like that. And that's really what got me started. And I had this hunger. Nothing else really mattered. I just had this drive and this hunger to be as good as I can be, to sound like my heroes that I was hearing. So Eric Clapton was a big influence on me, and I bugged my parents again, my dad, to get an electric guitar, and somehow he gave in, and that started my real journey. And I worked with a friend's older brother who knew a lot more about guitar playing. He was a blues guy, and taught me a bunch of stuff. And it kind of grew from there. And I would listen. I would spend hours in front of a turntable, which back then it had 2 speeds, regular speed and a half speed, which brought all the music down a lower octave, but it also slowed everything down, so I could actually pick out the notes. And I didn't know anything about theory, or it was just a perseverance. And then that in itself was exciting to me. And finally, a little bit of success brought bigger successes, and I grew. And I was able to actually play pretty well and play some solos, some Eric Clapton solos. Then I moved to the mainland, and I got in with a really great teacher named Mark Bonilla. And everything fell into place from that point. But the hunger just kept going, and I just kept wanting to get better and better and better and better and better. So to answer your question, fiddling around at 8 aimlessly, but really starting to get into how to play the guitar, how to play the instrument at around the age of 13 or 14. And it's been a journey that I'm still on this journey to keep improving all the time, because that's the goal. I didn't realize that at the time. I set a goal for myself, but that goalpost just keeps moving back to get better and better and better and better. So that's what inspires me. That's what keeps me going. What I love about playing and performing music is that when things go well and I feel I'm playing well. I mean, I feel I'm on, which doesn't happen all the time, but it feels like suddenly it's larger than life. I'm larger than life. The music is larger. The moment is larger than life, and it's a wonderful, exhilarating feeling. And also, when people are being moved by what you're playing, it's also very, very rewarding, and it's just fun. It's just fun. What do I love about playing with Joey is Joey. Joey is one of the warmest, most positive, generous human beings I've ever met. It's always a pleasure to play with him. And he brings a lot of energy musically to the mix, which is always a great thing. He's just a wonderful human being, and I'm just really, really happy that and proud that I've gotten to be really good friends with him. And every time I play with Joey, it's fun for me. It's fun for me. We have a great time. We have a good chemistry, good connection, and I think the audience picks up on that as well. In 2004, I finished an album, a CD that I did basically all the instrumentation, except a couple of tracks. It's called Left Turn on Spanish Highway. It looks like this, and it's out there if anybody's interested. It was just a concept album of merging acoustic-based pop flamenco with instrumental rock guitar. Want to look it up? It's everywhere. It's called Left Turn on Spanish Highway, and it's under the name, my full name, which is François Didier Bouvet. And even Alexa has it, but she can't understand. She can't pronounce my name, so half the time she doesn't get it. Anyway, thank you, Angie. I appreciate the time, and appreciate. I also love playing with you. I have to say that also. You bring a lot to the party. You have an amazing voice, and you have an amazing style, and you really get into it, and you really hook people in. And it's always a great pleasure to see that in real time. So I'm looking forward to playing with you again, hopefully soon. Take care.
Thank you so much, Didier. Now for my next guest, smooth guitarist Robert Sakowgawa.
Sakowgawa here, coming to you from the pandemic woodshed, and happy to be part of the Angie Maserati music program. So been asked to address a few questions here in terms of my musical interests. So I began playing music back when there was a music program in the school system in fourth grade. I started out on violin and played that until just about the time that I got out of high school. And before I got into college, I decided I was going to give guitar a try. I picked up the proverbial pawn shop guitar and haven't looked back since. In terms of what I love about playing or performing in general, I think, music is a unique language all in of its own. And just being able to speak that language to a certain extent, it's really something special. It stirs emotions. Sometimes it gives you a headache in trying to figure things out, but it's challenging and it's very satisfying at the same time. So those are things that really, I think, keep me going. In terms of what keeps me inspired, I think back to a couple of gigs that were early on in terms of playing out and performing. So there was a band I was in when I was in Southern California. I was made up of some guys from our church, and we weren't out to necessarily preach or proselytize, but we wanted to be upbeat and positive, and do whatever we could to help out different events and whatnot. So our very first gig was out in Riverside County, and we were just south of LA. And on a Friday afternoon, we took a crowded, traffic jam journey out to a coffee shop that a church was sponsoring out in Riverside. And it was a proverbial gig where there were maybe about a dozen people, and the managers there said, well, we don't really have enough people here to kind of support the fee, and so would you mind still playing and waive the fee? And of course, we did. I mean, we were just happy to be there, and it was a good gig, and we played and as we had rehearsed. Now the thing is, later on in the weekend, our band leader had got a call from the manager, and there was a young man there that had come, and he relayed that he was somewhat depressed and in fact had some suicidal thoughts. But just by being there, listening to music and being in kind of a positive atmosphere, he said it had lifted his spirits, and it really got him to think twice and three times about his suicidal thoughts. So that was something that left an impression on me, that here we were. It didn't seem like a big deal, and playing to a very small audience, if any audience at all, but still, making a difference to someone in that context. That was pretty special, and I think that really, for me, lit a spark in terms of what it could mean to perform. The other thing is, in that same band, we were asked by a venue in Hollywood. It was called the Oasis, and this venue catered to homeless youth in Hollywood in the 80s. And let me tell you, poverty does not discriminate. So male, female, all ethnicities, young people that were homeless, and they would book bands for a month on monthly basis on Friday and Saturday evenings. And I think we were the band for a month every Saturday. But it was eye-opening. The homeless youth could go there. They could get, not only entertainment, but they can get a free meal and, some counseling if they wanted to. But anyways, it was just a place they could come, safe, not feel threatened. But in terms of, for us, when you're, backing up your rig into the alley, and you have to watch where you step, because you realize that these alleyways were the restrooms for these youth, and this is how they lived day to day. That also was very eye-opening, very touching for me. We were definitely very happy to be a part of that, and we did our part, and of course we did it for free, pro bono, but happy to do it and leave the rest to the people that had the skills to help these young kids, and leave the rest to God. Began working with Joey T probably around the first time I met him in around 2015. Saw him playing along with a great guitarist by the name of Bob Casablanc, and Bob was a fantastic guitarist. It caught my ear because he was doing jazz standards, and you just don't hear that very often. And he, as I came to find out later, was a professional musician of some note, and had been playing a number of years, but just great skills. And So Joey and Bob and I got to talking. We exchanged business cards, and Joey contacted me later in the year for a restaurant gig, and been working with them ever since these last 4 or 5 years. So very happy to have met Joey, and grateful for the bookings I've gotten through him, and also for the ability to meet other performers that he's booked gigs for, including people like Angie, just a wonderful singer, and also the late Bob Castleblanc. Just very grateful for having to just had that brief conversation, and also to have gotten to know some of his friends and the impact that he's had on their lives. So that's it. Hope everybody stays healthy and safe, and we'll hopefully see you around soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.
And they have made the street pedestrian only, and it's been, I think, life-saving for the people of this area to be able to just stroll and feel happy. It's all about the vibrations of feeling happy and healthy and love, and music is just such a huge part of that. And so I'm so happy to be a Joey Teen friend, and to witness as an audience member tonight what it is that we do and how important it is. And just so much love, so much love. It feels so good, and I wouldn't want to be anyone or do anything else with my life. Like nothing. There's nothing that I would rather be than a singer and do what I do. It's so much importance. Music has actually, it saves lives. And so, anyway, from Costen, California, Angie Maserati.